What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Wednesday morningers, you made it halfway up the mountaintop. Tuesday nighters, it's Wednesday, tomorrow's hump day, yo. We're in a good mood. All right, I got a great show set up for you guys today. I got one breaking story. The federal judge allows the Roc Nation case and trial to continue. Stay tuned. It's a bad year for Jay-Z. Also in lead stories, unfortunately, D'Angelo has passed away at age 51 after a battle with cancer. Very, very sad. Also, Diddy is facing new criminal charges, and Nicki Minaj says that 3 different people are stealing money from her, a claim that Cardi B made during their beef last week. In quick news, we're going to talk Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Twitch, Speed Kai Cenat, Wendy Williams, Chris Brown, Bitcoin, Kamala Harris, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Rampage's son, Raja, Donald Trump, Mario, and Stephen A. Smith. We got a jam-packed show for y'all, all right? As always, we're going to close out the show with questions of the day, social discussion of the day, and everyone's favorite, comments of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. You know what I think we need? I'm about to start. It's going off on its own. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Our first breaking story. Federal judge allows core civil rights claims against Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez to move forward in Damar Headley's case. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Okay, now, for those of you who don't know who Desiree Perez is, she is the CEO of Roc Nation. Roc Nation owned by Jay-Z, all right? Basically, in a nutshell, Jay-Z's right-hand woman. Now, what is more important is what I'm going to show you in the court documents, and then I'm going to give you literally verbatim, because I don't want to hear nothing in the comment section about, this is a stretch, and maybe not this or whatever. I'm going to give you guys some facts today, okay? Here is the court filing, and you will see plaintiff, who is Desiree Perez's daughter, and you'll see the first person who this case is against is, the second person is Roc Nation. That is basically, in other words, Jay-Z, all right, who is the owner. Now, let me go into some facts. As of October 2025, a federal judge has ruled that key claims in a lawsuit filed by Desiree Perez's daughter will move forward. The civil trial involves, listen to this, serious allegations against the Roc Nation CEO and the company. That's basically saying Jay-Z. The lawsuit and allegations. In May 2025, Desiree Perez's daughter filed a federal lawsuit against her mother, the CEO of Roc Nation. The core accusations in the suit include unlawful physical detention. Desiree Perez's daughter claims her mother used her money and influence falsely had her involuntarily committed under federal Baker Act and Manarch Act. Headley alleges she was held in a mental health facility for nearly 2 weeks under false pretenses, such as claims of being dangerous. I can't say the S word, dangerous to herself, and on DRUGs. Okay? Now, I'm going to break this down for you. Just want to continue reading you guys some facts. So, interference with marriage. Desiree Perez's daughter accuses Perez of trying to sabotage her marriage to Jawan Headley by fabricating false claims of DV against him, accusations which prosecutors reportedly later dismissed. Compensation. Desiree Perez's daughter alleges Perez conspired with private investigators and law enforcement to have her committed to this facility. She also claimed Perez conducted illegal surveillance, including hacking her iCloud account. Roc Nation's response and counter allegations. Roc Nation, Jay-Z, and Perez have denied these allegations and have made their own legal moves in the case. Accusations of extortion. Perez and Roc Nation filed a counterclaim alleging that Demora and Javon Headley were orchestrating an online smear campaign to pressure Perez into a $10 million settlement. And contempt of court after Roc Nation obtained a gag order to stop the Headleys from publicly dismissing the case. The company filed to hold Desiree Perez's daughter in contempt. This was in response to her interview with a social media personality, which appeared on Headley's Instagram. Now, the latest developments, the trial is moving forward. This is what's important here. In October 2025, a federal judge ruled that the most serious claims in Desiree Perez's daughter's lawsuit, including civil conspiracy, false imprisonment, and civil rights violations, were credible enough to proceed to discovery and trial. This is going to trial. Super bad news for both Jay and Desiree Perez. No contempt ruling yet. As of mid-October 2025, the court has not yet ruled on Roc Nation's motion to hold Demore Headley in contempt of violation of her gag order. Okay. So again, I just wanted to read you guys the facts. What is going on is Desiree and perhaps some other people in Roc Nation don't necessarily like her husband, Javon. And they have, when I mean they, I mean Desiree and some other people. I'm being very, very careful here. Okay, I don't want to get any defamation letters. Because notice in the case they're saying Roc Nation and not Jay-Z, so I'm not going to say that name. Although I just basically told you guys what I was trying not to say. Anyways, so Desiree is being accused by her daughter of using her influence and power over at Roc Nation, Jay, and saying, like, making up things about their marriage. And if you talk to on Desiree Perez's side, she is literally just trying to protect her daughter and is saying that her daughter is in a DV relationship and trying to save her, and she's too caught up to realize what's going on. So for her own good, Desiree tried to have her committed to these other institutions using private investigators and is trying to, in her mind, kind of build this up to get her away from her husband. But the daughter is like, yo, this is not true. And this is not a way this shouldn't be a way for a mother to conduct herself to try to protect her daughter. You can't be making things up and try to have me committed to places. Now, through my looking into this case, I will say that there has been some people that told me that Javon is not necessarily the best guy in the world. Okay, I'm just going to say that. But having said all of that, as we've literally for the past year have been talking about DV, and this is unfortunately I don't want to say common, but this is something that does happen in relationships, right? And as you guys know, I've been very transparent with my experience with DV growing up as a kid, okay? Now, so I'm very sensitive to it. But even though I'm very sensitive to it, even though I have experience with it as a child, seeing my parents and my mom go through something like that, is it right for Desiree Perez and Roc Nation to be taking these kind of measures to save, and I'm putting air quotes for those who aren't seeing the video, to save their daughter? She is basically saying, the daughter is basically saying, yo, I'm a grown woman, leave me alone, let me sit in my own relationship and work things out my own way. I don't need you and your homies, spending your money, using your influence to try to get me out of a marriage and a relationship that I don't want to get out of. And on top of it, you're not just pressuring me, maybe calling my friends saying, yo, like, hey, I want to try to help my daughter. You're fabricating things and making things up and having me committed to places and basically lying on me to get me away from this guy. So let's just talk about Jay for 1 second. I have told you guys, I don't know, maybe it's probably the 10th time this year I've been telling you guys about a story about Jay-Z that's not looking good. As you guys know, the Tony Busby case, there was the casino. There's been a lot of things coming out, and I've told you guys about him and Beyonce, and this is part of it, right? Where Beyonce is like, yo, this is enough. You know what I mean? Like, this is his second court case this year. This is not a good look for Jay-Z. And every time I talk to guys about Jay is used to being the leader in the industry. He's used to being the guy that can move and shake and get things done. And there's been a ton of content creators that have been putting out a lot of information about Jay. I'm not going to name them, but there's one making accusations that Roc Nation is literally coming after him full throttle right now because of the whole Megan Thee Stallion situation. Megan Thee Stallion is signed to Roc Nation. So on the Jay side, it's just another court case from a female accusing your CEO and your company, your management company, or Roc Nation is just not a management company, but it's an umbrella of a lot of things. And you're using your resources to do this, just really not a good look. While some people could maybe understand where the mom is coming from and just not agree, the fact that she's looping Roc Nation into this lawsuit is just a bad look for Jay-Z. And this move now with the judge saying, nah, this can go forward to, just make sure to discovery and trial. I'm just going to make a prediction right here. In discovery, if they discover the allegations that the daughter is making to be true, and this goes to trial, this is I don't want to say the end of Roc Nation because, Jay-Z is a powerful dude out here and, he's a billionaire. I know he has a lot of lawyers and stuff, but it's a really, really scary time for Jay-Z. And I'm not saying I'm worried about him or not or whatever. I'm just giving you guys the facts. Anybody who is a Jay-Z fan or not, things are not looking good. And like I said, with the Jay-Z and Beyonce thing, this is just another feather in the hat for Beyonce to be like, yo, like I got a brand to worry about out here, all right? So, I've also heard that is not weighing so well on their estranged marriage, which I've told you guys about a couple of weeks ago. So that is it with Roc Nation. You're not going to hear too much about this on social media, blogs, as you guys know that Jay-Z is very looped into urban hip hop, black media. So you're not going to hear too much about that. Jay-Z has put a lot of people on, but y'all know you can depend on YouTube and us content creators who are not affiliated or tied in. And the only thing we got to worry about is defamation lawsuits and cease and desist. And it's all in the way that you present it and speak about it, which I know I have myself protected when it comes to that. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our first lead story. Very, very sad. Had to make sure we started off lead stories with this. Soul legend, and I want to emphasize legend, D'Angelo has passed away at the age of 51 after a battle with cancer. Before I even read the caption, just want to speak off the cuff here. For those of you who follow me daily, I joke around and sing all the time, or I'll sing happy birthday to an out loud or whatever. And, I talk about my experience or my time in the music industry and music being my first love. D'Angelo is one of those artists that redefined neo soul, who created a lane for himself and is really a one of one. And one of the reasons why I love R&B music so much, and of course I love hip hop, and as a Jamaican, of course I love reggae music, but I've said to you guys time and time again that It's reggae, then R&B, and then hip hop. And D'Angelo is up there as one of my favorite R&B singers of all time. So just salute, man. Thank you for all the I don't want to say hits because I feel like he's beyond hits, just for all the music and the vibe and the feeling and the emotion. And that's what I love so much about R&B is like you could sit down and feel what somebody's going through. You know what I mean? And it's just, I like that slow melodic and just the the melodies and just the emotion and especially as a man that he never shied away from. So like salute to D'Angelo. I was watching a content creator today. Of course, there's like a lot of tributes and stuff that's going out to D'Angelo. And what I love that this content creator did, he went through the D'Angelo, like the B side of like the songs that didn't make the top 10, but were probably better than the hits, like that was D'Angelo. Like he had like just beautiful, beautiful music. So shout out to everybody who's making all the tributes. And that was my little 2 cents of my tribute. Okay. R&B and neo soul icon D'Angelo has passed away at the age of 51 after a private battle with pancreatic cancer. Widely credited for reshaping modern soul music, his debut album, Brown Sugar Babe, I get high off of love, don't want none of your brown sugar, sugar. Jeez. In 1995, defined the neo-soul era, selling over 2 million copies of his classic Lady and Brown Sugar. His 2000 album Voodoo featured the Grammy-winning hit Untitled. How does it feel? Cementing his legendary status. After taking a long break from the spotlight, he made a powerful return with the critically acclaimed Black Messiah in 2014. D'Angelo's unique blend of gospel, funk, jazz, and hip-hop inspired a generation of artists, including Frank Ocean and Her. He is survived by his children and family who have requested privacy during this time. Fans and fellow musicians continue to honor his incredible legacy. I want to sing Lady, but I want to make sure I get you my... Wait, hold on. I got to get the melody. 1 second. I have to do this in honor of D'Angelo. 1 second. That's it. You're my lady. Oh, my lady, my lady. You're my lady. My lady, my lady. Yo, this is the best, man. Anyways, I wish I could play it like with the music behind you, but for copyright reasons, we can't. Anyways, what I also wanted to tell you guys, just this probably makes things even more sadder, but I found this. Our prayers are with Michael, the son of D'Angelo and Angie Stone, who heartbreakingly lost both his parents this year. I totally just forgot that Angie Stone passed away in March. Just super crazy, man, that you lose both your parents in the same year. Really, really, really sad. And I don't know, once again, just shout out to D'Angelo and all his fans. Give me some RIP to D'Angelo in the comment section below and let me know your favorite D'Angelo song. All right, our second lead story. Celebrity publicist Jonathan Hay alleges Diddy did something in front of him and had him do some SCX during a separate encounter. Okay, this is a pretty serious development in Diddy's ongoing court battles. And I wanted to bring it to you because this definitely has some legs. And what is different is that there could be some new criminal charges that Diddy is facing. As you guys know, he's actively looking for a pardon. We told you guys about that about a week and a half ago, that he is still talking with Donald Trump's team. I actually have a little bit of an update on that, but I'm going to wait before I tell you guys. And there's also, of course, the appeal that they're working on right now, too. So there's that. But listen to this. Publicist Jonathan May has accused Diddy of SA. During an interview with Real Life Productions, Hay claimed the first incident happened after he refused to do something orally on Combs. He alleges that Combs then did something into some clothing and then threw it at him. Hay then said in another incident at Diddy's house with Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, and producer Willie Mack, and then he took him to Diddy's home where he blindfolded him and put him in a room. He alleges Combs entered and asked him to do something to him. Okay. He says he plans to pursue both civil money and criminal charges. Diddy's team has yet to respond to these claims. Now, every time that I have always read something to you guys or broke something to you guys or told you guys about something, Diddy's team always has a very quick reply. Now, this actually came out yesterday. Was it yesterday that I got it? Yeah, yesterday. And it's been a couple of hours and Diddy's team hasn't said anything about it. So that already is sending off some alarms. I made some calls and I feel like this has like some effect on Team Diddy. That's all I'm going to say for now. Like I said, the fact that there could be new criminal charges, the fact that they're working on a pardon, the fact that they're working on appeal, if there's new charges that are federal, causes a problem. And of course, if it's state, it causes even a bigger problem because it's a whole separate court they're going to have to deal with. So I'm just going to put a button on this for now. I'll follow up and let you guys know what I hear. But just know that there is some serious developments in the Diddy saga. And this one just threw a big monkey wrench in everything that Team Diddy is doing. Also, something kind of like in the background, just to mention it. I have been hearing some rumblings that Diddy is not super happy with the fact that he has been sentenced, which you can imagine. And there's maybe some kind of like some disarray that's going on in the background of Team Diddy. If you guys remember at sentencing, I even told you that Harvey from TMZ was like, what happened at sentencing? The team was so good during the whole trial. They kind of dropped the ball during sentencing. I told you about one thing that I thought was horrible from Xavier Donaldson, allowing the prosecution to say that Diddy has a speaking engagement, allowing us to break for lunch, having it go all over the entire world. And then Xavier comes back like 2 hours later and says, by the way, it wasn't a speaking engagement. It was us setting up, or he said himself setting up, Diddy going to different jails and different prisons to speak and give his free game with Diddy. And we wanted to show, well, he's not we, but Xavier Donaldson said we wanted to show what he would do if he was let out on parole. Not that he would be sitting down at home or doing anything else. He wants to continue the free Diddy game and helping people. And this will be part of his rehabilitation to keep him on track. And then he also showed, hey, a couple of days later, they showed, and I even showed you that this speaking engagement was given to a letter to the judge on September the 29th, 4 days before sentencing. I know that might be a little bit confusing, but my point of all of this is that sentencing sparked a lot of finger pointing in the Diddy camp of, the judge knew about this letter. Why didn't you guys say anything? How did the prosecution be able to get this in? Like, they got it in right before lunch. We should have interrupted her. Why didn't we do this? Et cetera, et cetera. And, when things are going good, everybody's high-fiving and, everything's amazing. Things go bad, that's when the finger pointing happens. So I feel like this is a reason why you're not hearing anything from Team Diddy, because there could be some cracks in Team Diddy, okay? I'll follow up on this. I'll let you guys know. I'm actually waiting for one more call. Yeah, just stay tuned. There'll be some developments in the Diddy case. For now, let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our third lead story. As Nicki is accusing somebody of stealing money off of her credit cards, an old Cardi B tweet resurfaces. Okay. There's a lot that Nicki Minaj posted, when she gets mad, like it's a problem. So I have it posted up on the Instagram, the Trend Out Loud show. It's like 15 slides. If you want to read it in its entirety, I will. I mean, you can just go to the Instagram page, but I'm going to read you just a few here, okay? So Nicki Minaj started out by putting this on her Instagram story. She said, 3 different people in a span of 2 months charged my Amex without my permission. Some couldn't even explain how they had the brand new card number. Then this tweet goes out. Nicki Minaj's stylist, DeAndre Tristan, aka DeAndre Wilson, was allegedly convicted of credit card fraud back in 2010. He allegedly changed his name. Apparently, Nicki isn't the first or the last of his victims. Calling all celebrities, hide your purses, stay tuned, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And another piece of information came out. Nicki Minaj filed a police report against DeAndre Tristan, the stylist last week for stealing money. Other names are expected to drop soon. We'll keep you guys updated. So that was last week. Then this tweet comes out. This is an old tweet from Cardi B saying, quiet as kept, the truth is you've been diagnosed with blah, 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 blah over the past 5 years. She's talking about Nicki Minaj here, by the way. And you don't listen to anybody around you. The only person that has power is Kenneth Penny, Nicki Minaj's husband. But you know what happens to that Amex when you get sedated. So I bring all of this together to say Nicki Minaj is saying people are stealing her credit card. Then we find out that DeAndre Tristan, she filed a, did she press charges? I just want to make sure. Yeah, Nicki Minaj filed a police report against DeAndre Tristan, the stylist, last week for stealing money. So this last week, now she's putting this out. The fact that Cardi B's tweet is resurfacing and Cardi B just spoke about this like a week and a half ago, you don't find it just a little bit weird that Cardi said this is happening? She said, your husband knows it's happening, but he wants you to continue on your DRUGs because when you get like this and you go off on your tangents and you're sedated, he takes your credit card and does a bunch of stuff. Now, obviously, it's not him doing it personally, but is it DeAndre that he's maybe passing it off to and going out? And I think the bigger thing is that how did Cardi B know about it? Now, I'm not going to give any more information. Y'all can put 2 and 2 together, but all I'm just saying is Cardi B and Nicki had a huge beef. During that beef, she was like, you know what happens to that Amex card? And then all of a sudden now this week, Nicki Minaj is filing police reports and people are stealing her money off her Amex card. And she's saying like it's 3 people. They can't explain how they have their number. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, our first quick story, but a small Charlie Kirk update for you. Charlie Kirk's friend threatens to sue Candace Owens after she links him to the podcaster's unaliving. Candace Owens may soon be facing a new legal battle following her latest claim about the unaliving of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Owens, a former Turning Point USA employee, recently released private text messages between Kirk and Newsweek editor Josh Hammer. The message showed Kirk expressing frustration over losing Jewish donor support before his unaliving. Turning Point later confirmed the screenshots were real. Hammer, however, accused Owens of implying he was complicit in Charlie's unaliving, calling her a well-known mental patient. During an appearance on the Aaron Mullen show, Hammer said there was a potential serious case here for defamation and that he was very much speaking with his lawyers. Owens fired back through a spokesman saying Josh Hammer is lashing out due to embarrassment. He's lied about the state of Charlie's mind towards Israel before his unaliving, and I revealed that. Legal issues will no longer be used to hide the truth. I just wanted to share that with you guys because in the beginning that Candace Owens was putting these things out and saying what she's going to do about Charlie Kirk, I applauded her and I was like, hey, whether or not I'm a big fan of Candace Owens or Charlie Kirk, I applauded the fact that she was taking a stand, and I was telling you the FBI was looking into her. She was actually hiding from the FBI. There was potential criminal charges that she was going to lose a lot. There was some underground people after her and just some other legal, it was coming from both ends or all ends, I should say. And this is the first one that's come to light. I'm sure Candace was prepared for this. But I just wanted to let you guys know, like I said, Candace got herself into some hot water, and this goes beyond YouTube clicks. We'll see if Candace backs down, because this is the first thing that's actually came to fruition. I did hear that there's some people pushing Josh to do this because, of course, they want to keep her quiet, right? And a civil suit is a quick way without letting everybody know who's behind them. So we'll see how much the people that want Candace to stop talking will continue, and we'll also see how far Candace will go. It's just going to be a battle to see who calls chicken first. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think about Candace in the comment section below. All right, our second quick story. This has me so upset. I don't know why, but it does. Twitch CEO says Kai and Speed are not part of his streamer Mount RushMore. Twitch CEO Dan Clacy said Kai Cenat and Speed shouldn't be on the Twitch Mount RushMore of streamers, but Dan previously added Kai a few weeks ago while he was on Kai's stream. Dan said he only mentioned Kai's name because Kai asked him the question during his stream. What? Yo, okay, first of all, I'll play the little clip so you could hear his reasoning why Kai should not be on his Mount Rushmore. Take a listen.
It probably should be more historical. In other words, Kai is big now, but arguably it's like, now he asked me, so I had to put him on there. But arguably it's like, look, you're great, but you can't be on the Mount Rushmore yet.
Okay, and then here he is during Kai's Mafia-thon 3, and him saying that Kai should be on the Mount Rushmore. Take a listen.
Mount Rushmore streamers, your personal.
Ooh. Mount
Your opinion.
Rushmore streamers. So now, because you have to go back in time, right?
Okay.
So obviously Kai's there, right? And if you're going to Mount Rushmore streamers, obviously I think Ninja has to be there, right?
Yep.
Those are two easy ones.
Now, sir, Kai has just become the most followed person on Twitch and also the most subs on Twitch with over 1 million. That was the whole point of him doing that whole month-long stream, getting all these celebs, LeBron James to cut off his dreads. And you're going to tell me that he doesn't belong on your Mount Rushmore? And I get it, like in the clip that I played for you, it's like, okay, well, let's, go back and give honor to some of the people who started it. And he's trying to say Kai is big now. But we're not asking you to choose the best. Mount Rushmore has 4 places. You're telling me the person that brought your company to a whole other level the past 2 or 3 years does not deserve to be on your Mount Rushmore? And then Speed is arguably the biggest streamer in the world on all platforms, and he doesn't get to be up there? Anyways, I don't know much about the CEO, but y'all could put 2 and 2 together. You know what I'm saying? All right, our third quick story. Wendy Williams reportedly didn't know she was paying $25,000 in rent until she read it in a magazine. She was told it was $18,000. Her guardian is draining her money. All right, we haven't given you guys an update on Wendy Williams in a little while, so I found this one to share it with you, and unfortunately, it's still not great news. The saga between Wendy Williams and her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, is seemingly becoming worse. Even though Wendy is actively trying to be released from her guardianship, she has been unsuccessful. Recently, she was featured in the cover story of New York Magazine. While reading her profile, she learned how much her rent actually was in real time, and it gave major cause for concern. According to the source we spoke to exclusively at Page 6, Wendy was reportedly under the impression that she was paying $18,000 a month in rent for her New York studio apartment, which she calls a luxury dump. It wasn't until she read the magazine that she learned her rent was actually $25,000 a month. Wendy was reportedly appalled and concerned, given that she has no income at the moment. She believes Sonia is draining her money. She doesn't even know how much she is worth, the source said. She's very concerned about it. She was told $18,000 and now she's reading $25,000. They're draining her money. Like, why $25,000 for a studio? And she is furious. Wendy alleges only receiving $200 to $300 a month for allowance, so it's safe to say her concerns are valid. Just really sad, this whole Wendy thing, and I know everybody was getting together. Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, Shar from The Breakfast Club, TMZ, and even that big lawyer, forgot his name there, Joe Tacopina. He is her personal lawyer, and they just can't get her out. If I remember correctly, I think they did a cognitive test, and I don't think she passed it, or there was something that was up. I don't remember now, but really, really sad, man. If you have those kind of people pulling together for you and you can't get her out, then it's just something bad, you know? So anyways, I wish I had better news, but unfortunately, Wendy is still stuck. So I asked earlier in the comment section, give me some RIP D'Angelo. Give me some hashtag free Wendy. All right, our fourth quick story. Woman in relationship caught getting close with Chris Brown in the club. All right, I'll play this for you. Actually, I'm going to play it beside me because there's music. So you could just like see Chris Brown dancing with this girl. And people online were like, yo, you have a man. And listen to her excuse. Like, yo, I know Chris for years. That's my homie. That does not look like a homie dance, madame. Take a look.
Okay, so the crazy part is, I've known Chris for years now, but that's the first time we interacted in that way.
I don't, you know me, I always have a lot to say. Like, I know I'm starting to get worried out here, man. These ladies and Instagram and celebs and like, what's happening, yo? Is there any real relationships left, or is it just, are we all just partying and dating and we're all in situationships for the rest of our lives? I'm so sad. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, our fifth quick story. All right, another I need your all help here. Citibank announces they will launch Bitcoin and crypto custody services in 2026. They will hold and protect assets like Bitcoin on behalf of clients, so those clients don't have to manage it themselves. According to CNBC, Citibank plans to launch crypto assets custody services in 2026. The project has been in preparation for 2 to 3 years and is currently underway. Citi is exploring a dual-track approach involving both in-house technology and third-party solutions, aiming to direct custody native crypto assets. I don't understand what the direct custody native. Okay, this is, y'all know when I don't know about something, I ask y'all, what is going on? What is this, man? I have heard about Bitcoin, obviously, as much as anybody else, but I've never looked into it. Like, I just know that it's just, I'm not ready for it yet. But I do know enough about technology. I know enough about the world that one day it is going to be the norm, and I'm going to be like, yo, why didn't I get into this sooner? I already know. Sometimes when you're late to the party, you're like, I'm already so late. Let me just, make a grand entrance. So let me know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, or if this is really going to happen. And what I want to know is, from what I know about Bitcoin, it's like you have it on the blockchain and you have a password, but if you ever lose the password, you can never get it back and it's gone. And there's people that have literally lost like hundreds of millions of dollars because they can't remember the code. My question is that, will this alleviate that problem? That's all I want to know. Will I be able to have Bitcoin and then just keep it somewhere? And if something happened to it, I have like some sort of like insurance, like I would like on my money in the bank or like on a credit card. When that happens, I'll be a little bit more interested in Bitcoin. But until then, I'm not too sure. But let me know what this all means, please, in the comment section below. All right, our sixth quick story. All right, this is interesting. Kamala Harris. Here we go. Hold on. Y'all know that we don't do edits anymore, so we keep everything very natural. Sometimes my phone is in array and I can't find stories for y'all. Where is Kamala Harris? Come on, Trent, you gotta be better organized. Oh, here we go. Okay. What is this? Our sixth quick story. Former VP Kamala Harris reveals former President Joe Biden sent her call to voicemail when she reached out about his cancer. Really? What a shocker. You don't say. Vice President Kamala Harris revealed that former President Joe Biden didn't answer her call after news broke that he was undergoing radioactive treatment for cancer. Speaking to MSNBC the weekend, Harris said she left Biden a voicemail offering prayers and encouragement, describing him as a fighter and wishing him health and recovery. Biden's office announced Saturday that he began a 5-week radiation therapy following his early hormone treatments for prostate cancer that has spread to his bones. His team said he is doing well. Earlier this year, Biden also had skin cancer lesions removed from his forehead. The interaction comes allegedly lingering tension between the two. Harris's recent memoir, 107 Days, chronicled the short-lived 2024 presidential campaign and offered candid reflections of her relationship with Biden, including criticism of his decision to seek re-election, which she recalled reckless. She confirmed to MSNBC that she has spoken to Biden about the book, but declined to share details. Since leaving office, Biden has largely stayed out of the public spotlight. Blah, 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 blah. When Kamala Harris was first putting out her book, I was like, look, if she does not come for Joe Biden, then she's making a big mistake. Like, this is her last hurrah. So I'm happy that they're not talking because I think it's needed. And I bet you if you ask her or people on her team, they would say what she's doing now is what she should have done during her presidential campaign. And that one soundbite, that one question on The View, when they asked her, what will you do different from Joe Biden? And she said, I'm paraphrasing, nothing much. That was the end. So people will say, oh, she only had 107 days. People will say because she's a black woman. People will say because she's a woman. People will say a million things under the sun because it was Joe Biden, whatever. I think the strategy of that campaign was, I don't want to say wrong. I think it was misguided. There is a way that you could respectfully disagree with your former boss, especially when you have 107 days. I gave you guys the example of Elon Musk and Donald Trump after Doge was a horrible, getting horrible media attention. Tesla, the protest, Elon Musk went down to I think he lost $150 billion net worth. What happened? Elon Musk put out a fake tweet. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill is horrible. Blah, 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 blah. Totally trashed Trump. Got out of Doge. I told you guys last week, Elon Musk is now the most wealthiest man ever. I mean, he already was, but he's the first person to reach $500 billion. His net worth now is $500 billion. And he all did that because he knows and they know how to play the media. And that's exactly what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden should have did. And let me finish the Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And then at Charlie Kirk's memorial, I showed you guys pictures and videos of them chummy, hitting each other's laps, shaking each other's hand. Hey, Elon is here, my buddy. It's all WWE over there, but they know how to do it. Kamala should have just said, listen, Joe, I love you behind closed doors. I love you, but I got to throw you under the bus if we're going to win this, and let's do this for the party. She should have came out and been like, before Biden even got out, she should have been the one to throw it out the window and been like, Joe Biden is not fit to be president. I am no longer backing him. I'm going to back myself. I'm coming out, or I'm not going to be part of this at all, or I'm stepping down as VP until he drops out the race. That would have sent fire alarms everywhere. People would have gone crazy, the media attention, and that is how you start off your 107-day campaign. then you take the reins and you're like, I will be nothing like Donald. I will be nothing like Joe Biden. We have argued for the past 4 years. I'm tired of putting out this, the face or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying the entire 4 years was a total wash, but there was a lot of times where we disagreed on immigration. We disagreed on the economy. We disagreed on this. And then take all of Donald Trump's point and be like, yo, I agree with Biden didn't do this, whatever, boom, boom, boom. Hey, I love him for the opportunity, but it's my time now. I'm going to do this. Then she would have had a chance. All right. That's just my 2 cents as an independent. I'm not on Republican or Democrat side, but that I always keep telling you guys whenever I talk about Trump or when I talk about politics, you have to take your hat off to Trump and his team for knowing how to work the media. They got to podcasters, they got to YouTubers, they got to streamers, they got to the media. They control the media. Trump does it even today. Like every day he wakes up and I tell you, he controls the media. He controls the narrative. Anyways, it's a little too late now, Kamala Harris. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I got worked up there. I don't know why. It's just so easy. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our 7th quick story. All right, we're going to make this one quick. Kylie Jenner. Geez, there's so many stories, I can't even find them. King Kylie makes her music debut with Terror Jr. Fourth Strike. All right. After almost a decade, King Kylie is back, and this time she's stepping into the booth, making her official music debut with Terror Jr., a follow-up from their 2016 hit used in her Kylie Cosmetics ad. This is a new sound, new era, same Kylie energy. Now, I don't know anything about the Kardashians and all of this, their makeup. So I don't understand what it means that after almost a decade, King Kylie is back, but this time she's stepping into the booth. If this is her first song, then what is she back with? Or is it just that King Kylie is back and that's her rap name? Like, I don't know, because to be honest with you, I really don't care because I don't keep up with the Kardashians. So another thing like the Bitcoin, please, somebody fill me in the comment section below. And if you want to hear the song, it's on our Instagram page. I can't play it for copyright reasons. It's on our Instagram page, the Trend Out Loud Show. But you're not missing anything if you don't go hear it because it's kind of trashy. All right, keeping up with the Kardashians. Quick story number 8. Oh gosh, this is crazy work. Kim Kardashian puts faux pubes on Skims. I'll play the video like real quick. I'm sure I'm able to, but anyways, I'll play the video real quick. Take a look.
How funny are these Merkins, you guys? We have different colors, different hair. This is insane. Skims, baby.
And here are some like pictures from their website. What the hell? Is there a write-up to this? I don't even know. Like, what do you say to promote this? On Tuesday, Kim unveiled her latest Skims collection, and fans were caught off guard. The new drop featured shapewear panties with faux pube hair. Yes, actual fake hair stitched right into the fabric. From a fiercely red for the gingers to blonde and even curly texture versions, the micro pieces come in a range of styles meant to celebrate natural beauty down there. All right, no shade, however you ladies want to wear your thing down there, hey, that's your business. I'm just the guy. I'm staying out of it. But I do want to know, what do you guys think about this? Ladies, men, I don't care right now what you think. Ladies, what is this? Like, what is this? We posted this on our Instagram on the Trend Out Loud Show, and not one person was like, oh yeah, I ordered mine, or it's going to sell out. I better get it now. Like, what is the point? Other than this being like I don't know, maybe a Halloween costume or something, what would you use this for? One girl was like, I could grow my own. Like, what? Anyways, I stay out of things I don't know. Ladies, it's your turn. All right, our 9th quick story. Yes, Rampage's son. A lot of people have a lot to say about this story Gosh, I really got to do a better job at organizing myself. Here we go. Rampage Jackson's son Raja pleads not guilty and faces 7 years in jail. The son of former UFC lightweight champion Rampage has pleaded not guilty to charges, but could face up to 7 years in prison if convicted. The 25-year-old entered a non-guilty plea in court after being charged with felony and misdemeanor issues, according to the MMA fighters. The charges included a sentencing enhancement for allegedly causing great bodily injury, which could add an additional 3 years to his sentence, bringing his total to 7. Jackson is scheduled to return to court in November the 24th for a preliminary hearing. He was originally arrested in September and released on a $50,000 bail following an alleged incident in the ring with a gentleman named Stuart Smith. And this happened back in LA in August. Okay, reports claim Jackson was supposed to interfere in the match, but went off script and launched an attack on Smith. Okay, I cannot play the video for you guys because, I mean, we even have to blur it out on Instagram, but I'll describe and let you guys know what happened for those who haven't seen it. You can go on our Instagram and you can get a pretty decent image, but this was set up to be staged, and the guy, Smith, took a beer can, hit him on his head with it, and this was outside before the match, and it was like, yo, what did you do that for? And he was like, yo, this was part of the event. And he was like, nobody told me about this. He got upset. When he went into the ring, he was like, yo, that's not funny what you did outside. That wasn't part of the script. Now I'm going to show you what's part of the script, and just went off on him, okay? Really unfortunate incident, and just I've seen the unedited version like on Twitter, and it's really hard to watch, and that's why it has to be even blurred out on Instagram. So if you really want to see the real goods, just go over to Twitter. It's not on my Twitter or the show's Twitter. You can find it out on Twitter. A lot of people, even if you go on our Instagram, a lot of people are saying, look, it's unfortunate what happened to Smith. Yes, but he was the one who started it, hitting him in the head with a can. If you hit somebody hit with a can, you got to reap the repercussions of it. Even if you feel like it's a script or you went off script, like you went off script and he went off script. So it is what it is, and it's all fair, in love and these situations, right? So I don't know. I get, I'm kind of torn on this. Like, I get what people are saying because, it's you F around and find out, right? You cannot tell somebody how to react to you putting hands on them. But if you watch the video, I mean, this guy was like out of it after the first or second time that he put hands on him, like, and he just kept going and going. So I feel like, yes, you can't tell somebody how to react, but then there's also a limit that you need to go to, let somebody know not to put hands on you. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 10th quick story. This is hilarious to me. I put this out on Instagram this morning before this hit. Donald Trump says his Time magazine cover is the worst picture of all times. All right, Donald Trump. Let me get this right up. I just actually posted this. So Donald Trump isn't too pleased with his Time magazine's latest cover, although he admitted the article itself is relatively good. The former president. Why did he say the former president? Okay, we have to correct that. The former president took issue with the photo they chose, and he called it the worst of all times. In a post on True Social, Trump complained that the image made his hair disappear and gave the illusion of a floating crown on his head. The shot, taken from a low angle with sunlight shining behind him, was described by Trump as really weird. The cover story, titled Human Triumph, highlights Trump's growing political influence and recent moves. However, instead of celebrating the feature, Trump focused on the photo choice, asking his followers, what are they doing and why? All right, I'm literally live right now going to edit this on our Instagram page. I don't know why we wrote here former. The president took issue. I mean, Trump is still the president, correct? All right, so let me get to his tweet now. He said, Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all times. They disappeared my hair. Sir, you don't have a lot of hair to begin with. And then they had something floating on top of my head, and it looks like a floating crown. That's the M in the Time magazine, but an extremely small one. He's talking about the crown. Really weird. I never like taking pictures from underneath angles. You think? I mean, look at his neck. I don't have to say it because I know you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking of. But this is a super bad picture and deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? I like how he wrote a super bad picture. He sounds like... Anyways, Trump, man. What do you guys think about the picture and what do you think his neck looks like? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, our 11th quick story. Mario. All right, Mario is facing some backlash, people. Who's wrong? Mario kicks cameraman off stage. Get the F off of my stage. Here is a quick clip. Take a look. Sorry, I cannot play the clip because Mario's music is playing in the background and it's copyright. It's on our Instagram, the Trend Out Loud Show. He is on stage performing, and then this cameraman comes around and take a picture, and he's like, yo, get off my stage, get off my stage. Now, the reason why he's getting the backlash is you're in a controlled environment, right? This is not a fan running up on you, okay? This is somebody who has it's not an iPhone, like it's a camera. And I understand it being your stage and you being able to do what you want, but he's obviously there capturing content for something, either for you, somebody in the venue, somebody for a social media content creator, and they're going to take this image and they're going to put it out and it's going to be beneficial to you. So why would you treat this man like this? And again, like I said, I wish I could play the video for you, but the guy is not coming up in any sort of confrontational way at all. So I did hear that Mario put out some response to this saying, trust God, and the path is the path or whatever, and didn't address it. But I think he deserves all the backlash he's getting for this because A, you don't need to treat people like that. And B, again, maybe there's more context to this, but it's on stage in a controlled environment, well lit. There's no reason for you to talk to this cameraman like that at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 12th quick story. Okay, I'm not going to spend long on this because I have talked about Stephen A. Smith at length, but I just wanted to highlight something to you guys. Plies goes off in a video seemingly about Stephen A. Smith after Stephen A. Smith went off on Jasmine Crockett for criticizing her about how she deals with Donald Trump. Plies said, mad because everybody else don't want to be no MF house N-word like you. So Plies is basically calling Stephen A. Smith a house N-word. I would say around 5 or 6 people today have called out Stephen A. Smith for what he said about Jasmine Crockett. For my daily listeners, I have been dragging Stephen A. Smith so famously that one of our listeners are like, yo, Trent, Stephen A. Smith is one of my favorite guys. Shout out to Chris Tucker, not the comedian, but the out louder. Trent, I really love Stephen A. Smith. You guys are my 2 favorite shows that I watch on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been telling you guys for months that Stephen A. Smith himself doesn't even fully believe everything that he's saying. He literally is trying to build this new career for himself as a content creator, and he wants to get out of the sports world so bad that he literally sits down and picks things out to say to get people upset and talking. Now, I'm not saying that he really loves Jasmine Crockett and he's making this up, but he probably feels this way, but it's the delivery and how he says it and the condescending way. And especially when he does it towards women. He did it to Kamala Harris. He's doing it to Jasmine Crockett. And now coming out and saying to Jasmine, the way how she speaks is too street. Now, when I dragged him on Friday or last week, Thursday, it was because he was saying, instead of her getting on these platforms and just bashing Donald Trump all the time, she should work with Donald Trump because it's so easy to just get on TV and bash him. And I was like, sir, Donald Trump all day gets on TV and bashes every single one of his opponents. At Charlie Kirk's memorial, he said, one thing about Charlie is that he had empathy, or I think Charlie's wife had empathy for his opponents. He goes, that's the one thing I disagreed with the Kirks. I don't have empathy for my opponents. I don't want to talk to them. I want to wish them bad. So how could Stephen A. Smith literally get up on his platform and be like, you shouldn't be bashing Donald Trump. You should be working with him. And if he is going to say that about Jasmine, he should say that about Jasmine, and he should say that about Trump in the same voice. And that's my problem with Stephen A. Smith, is that he's selective on who he wants to bash. He's also getting backlash from what I told you about yesterday about Serena Williams' husband, Alexis, from what he said about Serena and Alexis, about Serena performing with Kendrick Lamar at Super Bowl. I played that for you yesterday. He's getting back, Stephen A. Smith is getting backlash for that because when Alexis came on his show calling him out for talking about his wife, he was very, very lighthearted. Okay, Alexis, sure, I understand your views, da-da-da. So and people are saying when he's talking to a man, a white man, it's okay, Alexis, yes. And then he goes on his show and says, well, he has every right to his own opinion. But when he's talking about a woman or when he's talking about a black woman, it's Jasmine, la, 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 la. And now recently, it's the way Jasmine speaks is too street. And she needs to use her education and her vernacular, which she has, which is kind of like a backhanded compliment. And she should, speak to Congress and use better vernacular. Again, how does Donald Trump talk? I just read you a True Social post where he said this picture looks super bad. That sounds really street if you ask me. Anyways, I think Stephen A. Smith deserves every single ounce of backlash he is getting. Tamika Mallory said that it's time that we turn him off. I don't necessarily believe in cancel culture, but I don't tune into his show because I feel like he is selectively trying to trigger people. I always say that he is a legend and I'll watch First Take or whatever. And I feel like in his new lane, and I never tell people they shouldn't try new lanes. It's not like don't come in this lane, but come in this lane the same way how you made a name for yourself in sports. Just come out and say your views and just say them, and whatever arguments you have, back them. It's so clearly evident that you are trying to stir up conversation, trying to stir up controversy. And now you may have stirred it up so much that your friends and partners and foes alike are really tired of hearing what you have to say. So want to leave it at that. You guys could weigh in, but Stephen A. Smith is in some hot water. He was actually even supposed to be off this week. I think it's his birthday today or yesterday. And he came back to address this situation because he was saying that how much backlash he was getting over the weekend, and it's getting hot. So we'll see if he can navigate through this. He is a pro, just not in this content creator lane. So we'll see how Stephen A. Smith navigates through this. And y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below.
What I had to endure this weekend were an abundance of people talking a whole lot of stuff about me because they did not like what I had to say about Representative Jasmine Crockett. She is a...
All right, our 13th quick story. Sam Altman announces that ChatGPT will soon be able to engage in, I don't know if I could say this, engage in some sexual interaction with age-verified adults starting in December. Sorry, guys, that I also have to be careful with my YouTube words, but y'all know I don't want to get flagged. OpenAI will permit mature content, including and age-verified adults, ChatGPT users starting December 2025. We're in time for Christmas, yo. As announced by CEO Sam Altman, this follows previous restrictions implied to address mental health concerns, which reduced the chatbot's appeal to some users. OpenAI has developed tools to mitigate these issues and plans to relax restrictions safely. Additionally, ChatGPT will soon allow users to customize its tone and personality. Meanwhile, Meta introduced a PG-13 inspired system to limit content for users under 18 on Instagram and its AI tools. Look, the adult industry is a huge, huge world. It's $1 billion company. We talk about OnlyFans here all the time. And, we talked about yesterday about having some restrictions on the internet and social media. So this is normal. I know it sounds weird to us now that some people want to talk to AI and have these things being said back to them and choose what they say and how they say it, etc. But is this anything different from back in the day where you can call in and speak to somebody and ask them to say certain things? That's what OnlyFans is right now. So it sounds weird, I know, but it's really not that weird, and it's not going to be weird 10 years from now. So get used to it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to comments, social discussion, and hold on, where's my comment? And what is it? Comments, social discussion. Don't we do 3 things? Woo, I got too much going on in my head, all right? Before we get into all of that, I have one question to ask you. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. And like I've been telling you guys recently, there is a new scam going out where people are taking your identity, which I'll get into soon, and they're not only just going for credit card and banking stuff anymore, they're selling your home and you don't know about it until the deed is no longer in your name. People are losing their homes. There's a big commercial about it on CNN. If you're ever wondering, and by the way, this is one of the things that Aura could stop, okay? If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers who sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. These data brokers are not doing anything illegal. Your name and your information and stuff are there on the web, and they have a way to take it and sell it and make billions of dollars to these companies. And they end up doing bad things with your information. This is why I keep always talking about Aura every day to you guys. And with this link below and the QR code that I'm going to put up later, it's free for 14 days. And you can see if any of your information has been leaked. Okay, it's amazing. For all of those reasons, that is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and outlouders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off before these bad actors get your information. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door by keeping your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is found, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they also have US-based round-the-clock customer service. They also have a $5 million identity theft insurance package. In the event something does go wrong, you're protected, okay? For those of you who've never heard of Aura, they used to be the jersey logo for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if they can work with the NBA, work with content creators like myself, it is a perfect match for you at home. Trust me when I tell you, click the link below. Here is a QR code beside me now. Click the link. Just go sign up for the free 14 days. You're going to be shocked of the information that they show you that is out online. You're going to be amazed, okay? So that is it with Aura. Now, also want to remind you guys, too, to sign up for the Outlouder membership. With the Outlouder membership, you get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shoutouts. If you're on an iPhone, use the link below. If you're on a desktop, you can press join or membership or whatever. But if you're on an iPhone and you press the join button, Apple charges you for using their iOS. It's like an extra $2. So make sure you click the link below. Okay, sign up. And also for the memberships, when you guys sign up, there are different levels. It all gives you the same access. That's just a different level of tip. Like when you go get a tip, it's 15, 18, 20, 25. They're just different prices depending on what you want to contribute to the show. And thank you very much for all your contributions. I appreciate y'all. But just know they give you access They all give you the same access. Okay. Now, comment of the day. I found this comment really funny. TUT 2020 says, "Damn, Drake lost weight and reporting on other celebrity drama now? Question mark. Kendrick definitely won. Shaking my head. Just kidding. Keep up the good work, trend. These updates are all I follow now." Okay, I really love that comment because I like jokes. I like when people make fun or even make fun of me or whatever. So I don't know. Of course, even when I was in New York, especially when I'm in the US, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, is this Drake? Is this Drake?" I don't feel like I look like Drake at all. I get maybe the braids are a little bit similar, but just know, I wanted to tell you guys, and you could check this back. I grew out my beard before Drake grew out his beard, and I had dreads, and I had braids like 2 years before Drake did it, right? So he's new. Drake stole my look. Just want to let y'all know that, okay? But I did find this comment really funny, and I love the fact that these updates are all that you follow now. Love to hear that. Thank you very much. Keep commenting. And now, social discussion of the day. Sorry, I just got a text message of something, but we'll wait for tomorrow. Okay, social discussion. Oh, I remember what this is now. Social discussion of the day is a mom with her baby screaming in a restaurant. Okay. Viral debate. A man approaches a mother about her 8-year-old screaming baby. I'll show you a little clip and then we'll discuss it. Take a look.
So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop screaming because he has sensitive ears. I know it's loud.
Okay, that was a loud scream, let's be honest. But let's start the discussion. Okay, I am a person that doesn't have kids. I do have a low tolerance for kids screaming because I've never had kids, whereas my sister has 4 kids. And when I used to go to her house and the kids would be screaming, she's like, "When you live with this, you get used to it." Now, having said that, I have never been out in public and ever told anybody to tell their child to stop screaming and yelling, etc. Have I wanted to? Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of you too have wanted to, especially on a plane. It's the worst because you get on a plane, sometimes you're tired or this, or you want to, whatever it is you want to do, and a kid is like, wow, where am I? But especially on a plane or even out somewhere, I take the time and think, if the kid is crying and the kid is screaming, it's for a reason because they can't talk. So you got to have some sort of empathy to what the child is going through and empathy for the mom, especially the moms. We know what moms go through. She could be in postpartum still. The kid is 8 months, so she is still in postpartum, and there's so much going through. And I don't think that there's a mom out there that's like, yeah, my kid is screaming in a restaurant in front of everybody and embarrassing me. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, if they get to the point where they're ignoring the kid and letting the kid yell, it's because they've tried so much that if they keep going, the kid is just going to keep on yelling even more. So I just feel like you need to give, especially moms out here, grace. Now, having said that, like with everything you see online, there's context, and we don't have the context here. How long was the kid screaming? You know, what happened? There could be a lot of there could be a lot of other circumstances at play. And when we posted this on our Instagram, there's a couple of people that were like, hey, when I was a mom and this happened, I would go outside. But you don't know if she's already tried to go outside, and vice versa. You don't know, maybe she hasn't gone outside and it's been an hour and that's why the guy's coming up. So, it's hard to judge, but from the information that we have, give moms a break. They're already going through so much. Give them grace and trust that they're doing their best to make their child comfortable and us, the people in the public, comfortable. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Fellas, what's something women say that they think is fine but is super creepy? Okay, creepy? That's just a girl, women, you're plus 25. Okay, I don't know what that means. They said, fellas, my son, okay, I'm not going to say that. My son is my king. I don't know if that's creepy. My son, I guess you really shouldn't say my king. Okay, no, I'm not going to say that. Okay, there's a lot of things in here that I cannot say. Grand Rising King. That's not creepy. You gotta. Can I say this? Okay, there's a lot of things in here I can't even read. Blaming your actions on your zodiac sign, rock or pebble you get advice from. Blaming your actions on your zodiac sign, rock or pebble that you take advice from. That is creepy. That is creepy for sure. Well done. A lot of girls are saying, hello, ladies. Nobody asked you. The question is asking fellas. I'm only crazy because I'm a Virgo. No, ma'am. You're just meant to be crazy. Expecting me to fund her false Instagram world. That's hilarious. Expecting me to fund her false Instagram world. I don't know if that's creepy, but I think maybe it's more of a red flag, but I don't know if it's creepy. Somebody says these comments have me laughing. If you love me, you'll send me $150. Again, I think that's a red flag. These comments are crazy. I'm only a little bit toxic. Yeah, I feel like a little bit toxic is all right. A little healthy sometimes. Calling another woman bro. That's not creepy. Okay, I don't think we have great answers here. Women speaking. Okay, no. Anyways, there's a lot of things I can't read here. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below, men and women, what is something that a woman says that's a little bit creepy? I guess it's kind of like a hard answer, but more hard for me to read out on YouTube. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all, that was it. I told you guys we had a big show. I hope I got through it on time. I know your time is precious, but I'm also here to get you through your days or your workout or your night or whatever. So you guys say you like long shows. I remember one time I asked, do you guys want me to make shows long or shorter? Let me know. I haven't asked you guys in a while, but I'm feeling like you guys want longer shows. So hopefully this one wasn't too long, but I generally try to make them at least over an hour for y'all. All right. All right. Before I let you go, what is it? Housekeeping. Okay. So link below. Don't forget to sign up for the Out Louder membership, doing fun things, vlog, members only stuff or whatever. Make sure y'all sign up. Also, make sure you sign up for Aura. Link below, QR code beside me. A lot of dangerous things happening. It's free for 14 days. Absolutely free. You sign up, find out if any of her information has been leaked. Trust me, you will not regret it. Also, for those of you who want to keep up with the show, I want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the show. For those of you who like to listen to the show on podcast format, we're available on all of them. Just go to any podcast site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload daily. We do shows 7 days a week. If you're like me and you like to watch your shows, head on over to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud. 5 things I'm going to need you to do. Hit the subscribe button and the like button to get the algorithming. Please try to comment. You guys are my co-hosts. I do the show with you. If you don't comment back, I'm literally just here by myself and I'm looking crazy. For those who don't want to join in on conversation, it's totally understandable, but please comment and let me know where you are listening from. This is a global show and I love to see the country and city you are listening or watching from. And lastly, like I've said a couple of times, please sign up for the Out Loud membership. The link is below. We have a lot of fun things that we do for our members. It's fun over here. For those who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, you have to follow us on our Instagram page, The Trend Out Loud Show. We post mostly all the stories and the videos that we play for you here on YouTube, or we talk about you here on YouTube. But we play it in its entirety over on our Instagram page. So you get kind of like an advanced idea of what the show is going to be. You hear all the stories and then we could talk about it. I'll give you my take and then it's your turn to comment in the comment section. So make sure you all follow us there. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.